Shalom. I'm Rabbi Davidovich, speaking to you on behalf of the Berditchiver.org, speaking to you from Efrat, Israel. Next week, if Mashiach doesn't come first, we will be going through another holiday of Tisha B'Av, the time where we mourn the destruction of the two holy temples in Jerusalem. I'm going to talk about tonight what the period before Tisha B'Av gives to us. We're now in the 9 days, which is part of the 3 weeks before Tisha B'Av. These are called Beit Hamikdash, a time between Mitzorim is a difficult time, a close time. But this is a time that we have great opportunities, because it's like God is in the field waiting for us to come to talk to Him, waiting for us to change our actions. So what's Tisha B'Av about? We know that the second Beit Hamikdash was destroyed not because of the 3 cardinal sins of murder, idol worship, and immorality, but because of sinas chinam, hatred of your fellow man without any reason. This period gives us the opportunity to rectify that sin of sinas chinam, baseless hatred, and change it to baseless love, loving your fellow man. We have an opportunity. Oftentimes in life, we're given opportunities and we don't see them. We sleep through them. Many opportunities, and you wonder, why am I not improving? Why are things not getting better? And the answer is, you've slept through opportunities that you have. This Shabbos, the Shabbos before Tisha B'Av, has a special haftorah from the book of Isaiah, which is called, it starts Chazon Yeshayahu, the vision of Isaiah, and it's called Shabbat Chazone. And the holy Rabbi of Berditchiver, the Rabbi Yitzchak of Berditchiver Rebbe, he says that the Hebrew word chazon comes from the language of riyah, seeing, because he says at this time God is giving the Jewish people the opportunity to see the beauty that will come in the end of days, the beauty of the restoration of the holy Beit Hamikdash. There is a story that is told by the Tzemach Tzedek, based on the words that the Kedushas Levi said about seeing the beauty of that will come in the future. And he gives a parable. He says there was a king who made a beautiful garment for his young son. He knitted it, had all the artisans of the kingdom make this beautiful garment. But the son didn't really recognize the value of it, so he wasn't careful with it, and it got torn up. Wasn't watching it. So the father, the king, made him another one, another beautiful garment. And the son, again, wasn't aware of the value of it, so he just didn't treat it properly, and it got torn and muddy and basically got ruined. So what did the father do? He made a third garment. But this time, he didn't give it to the son. He put it in a place where it would be safeguarded, and from time to time, he would tell his son, he'd call him and bring him over and said, "See this, my son? This garment is waiting for you, but you can't get it until you change your ways, until you realize the importance of what you have to do. And this is the message that God is giving us over and over and over again. God destroyed the first Beit Hamikdash, destroyed the second Beit Hamikdash because we were not following His commands. Every year at this Shabbat Chazone, God is calling out to us. He shows us. He says, look at the beautiful third Beit Hamikdash that is ready to come down from heaven, like a fire from heaven. It's in your hands to bring it down. All you have to do is repent and change your ways. And if you depart from the ways that caused the destruction of the temples, the Beit Hamikdash, the third Beit Hamikdash, will be here, God willing, speedily in our days. There's another interesting story about the importance of seizing the opportunity to do good, to rectify what we've done. And the Maggid of Radin came once to visit the Chofetz Chaim. And the Chofetz Chaim said to him, "Oy, Rabbi Yamin, this galut, this exile we're in is so long, the darkness is so great. What's going to be?" So the Maggid of Radin told him a story. He says, there were a couple of wealthy merchants in Russia, in the middle of the winter, who wanted to travel from Petersburg to Odessa. It was very cold going through the Russian steppes, so they, bundled up. They hired a wagon driven by a non-Jew was really a sleigh because it was already winter there. And the wagon, a sleigh to get them through the snow on their way to Odessa. And they brought with them some whiskey to drink in case it got cold. And during the travel, the first night, it was very cold, and they were shivering. So they decided, well, we better open up our whiskey and have a drink. And, while it's still day, let's do it. And they started to drink, and they got drunk and fell asleep. And they fell asleep so soundly that the next morning came, they didn't realize it was morning, they didn't know. And the winter days there in the steppes of Russia were very short. So by the time they woke up, it was nighttime already. And they look around and said, "Oh my gosh, it's still night." And they didn't understand. They said, what happened to the world? Why is this night so long? And they said, well, we better just have another drink until the night is over. Again, they'd sleep through the next day. Again, wake up at night, and they see it's still night, and they're going crazy. So they asked the wagon driver, "What's going on? What's happening to the world? It's all darkness now." And the wagon driver answers them. He says, "You fool! You fools! This is not one long night that has passed. This is not a question of the world turning into darkness." He says, what this is, he says, "You fools, you don't realize that you slept. You slept through the days. The days were short. You had the opportunity to see the sunrise, to see the day. 2 times already. 2 days passed, and you slept through them." And the message is that let's not sleep through our days and think that everything is only darkness. And this is what the the Maggid of Radin tells the Chofetz Chaim, he says, it only looks like darkness because we're sleeping through it. If we take the opportunity that God has given us to do tshuva, to repent, then we will see the day. Seize the opportunity. And in this week's haftorah of Chazone, the last two sentences say, V'yashiva shovtecha k'v'yishona v'yatzecha k'vatchila achrei chen yikori lecha ir hatzedek kirya nemana seal memishpat tipoda v'shaveh b'tzedakah, basically saying that at the end of days, when you do tshuva, when you repent, you will again be the faithful city, and Zion will be redeemed to those who repent. The message from this is, do not pass up the great opportunities that God gives us to correct the sinas chinam, the baseless hatred, with love for everybody else. Stop judging everybody else. Stop saying slander about people. Stop saying negative things about people. Look for the positive. Live a life of love. I wish everybody a wonderful Shabbat. And if we have to get into Tisha B'Av next week, if the Mashiach doesn't come first, I wish everybody a meaningful fast. Thank you for listening on behalf of the webyeshiva.org. Shabbat Shalom.